Hello viewers, this is a modern way of farming in a greenhouse which I have really tried to establish after continuous or getting numerous complaints from the conventional way of growing crops in a greenhouse. I did this after a group of farmers approached me and told me about the problems they were facing from the conventional greenhouses as a result of buildup of soil-borne diseases, mainly fusarium and bacterial wilt. And you know, as you well know, once you have bacterial wilt or fusarium in the soil, it's not very easy to remove it. You have to undergo very expensive processes like fumigation, soil fumigation, and what was really happening was that immediately after installing the greenhouse, the farmer could get a good yield or a better yield from the first crop. Then the yield would continue declining from after the first crop due to buildup of pathogens that causes bacterial wilt and fusarium, all fusarium. So this, I tried to think around and see how I could possibly improve this by providing this particular bag. You can see the soil, the plant is actually planted in a bag. This bag has soil in it mixed with manure and sand plus some other additives in case the pH is high. We try as much as possible to lower the pH. In case the pH is acidic, we apply lime into the media, and we do test the soil pH before planting to ensure that the plant is growing under the right pH. So by so doing, then we come up and with a spray program for the farmer, and also a fertigation program. So if the farmer follows those procedures, he is likely to get his return from the first crop, and the second crop will also give him a higher return because there will be no need of crop rotation. As you can see, the first crop and the second crop plus any other subsequent crop will all be looking the same, because at any given planting the farmer will use a different media or fresh soil, which will give him a very high yield. And what we are doing, like in this greenhouse, we are advising our farmers to allow for branches to establish. Then he or she will get fruit from all the plants. Then he can actually get more production, or the target production, not within 6 months, but within 5 months. So the turnaround period has also been shortened. So this is a better method of doing greenhouses, and those farmers who have greenhouses out there, I would urge them to contact us, and we can be able to advise accordingly and revive all those greenhouses that are no longer in use. And such a greenhouse is a wooden greenhouse. This is you know, when the plants are growing inside a greenhouse, the plants don't care whether the greenhouse is metallic constructed or wooden made. So the wooden made greenhouse would cost much less, like a 30 by 10 greenhouse meter, I mean 30 by 10 meters would cost 200,000. That includes the greenhouse, the seed, and and the drip installation, plus of course 3 month advice through the phone or through WhatsApp if you have any problem. And then that one will also come up with, will also be provided together with the fertilizer program and the spray program for your crops. If you follow that, I'm sure you are likely to harvest the target yields. Each plant here, like in this particular greenhouse, we do have 300 plants, and we expect 20 kgs from each and every plant. Then that means we'll be able to get 6 tons from this small greenhouse. And in this greenhouse we've planted half. This is 30 by 10. We've planted half with tomato. The other half will be planted when the first crop of tomato will start harvesting, such that by the time the farmer removes the first crop, he will continue picking from the second crop, and he can replant from where he removed the first crop, and on and on he will be able to supply or have a continuous supply of harvesting of tomatoes throughout the year, or as he may deem fit. So this is a way forward. It's a well